Alrighty, greetings. I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and today we're just gonna stream and chat. Thexder, sound is off, music's off. Just because I want to stay kind of focused. Also, the stream is on a 30-second delay because I wasn't sure how rough this was gonna be. So, bear with me. Excuse me. Okay, pause. You Yeah, I've never seen Thexder before. Transforming spaceship robot. Flying straight at. You're flying, you fire straight ahead. If you're in robot mode, it'll detect nearest targets and shoot those targets. Shield key is Z in case you intend to go into very hostile territory. Try to get to the end of the level without using it. Because at the end of the level, you get certain bonuses. Yeah, I've done videos for this before, and it's just like, I want to see how well this, my internet can handle streaming this. These are a guaranteed source of energy. Yeah, firing your laser is going to cost you energy over time. I'm going to save them for later. I don't really need them right now. So, this is for both playing and chatting, so let's chat about shit. Like, recent video. Oops, sorry. Heard that. Oop, yeah, there we go. Energy max goes up. It's nice. Recent video I did was Conway's Game of Life. I'm sorry if you can hear the people who are. But yeah, I was sorry I didn't do the watch along. I'm thinking maybe going forward. The watch along concept for this channel is probably ill advised. I mean, I'm sure if I didn't lose my patience and just rage quit, I could probably do the stream anyway. But I'm thinking maybe I don't really need to. My focus is on games and stuff after all. But yeah, I keep coming back to that, to Game of Life, because it's just really kind of relaxing to come back to. and just see how that plays. See what kind of patterns I can create that actually have some results going for them. Advantage of the fact they can't move other than diagonally. Yeah, some move diagonally, some will just stick to a specific line, move back and forth on that. Yeah, what else is going on? Today is an off day for the board game league. I did not win the final. I did not win the door prize. But we're just going to come in and play anyway. Although with the weather, I have to wonder. But I keep thinking about guidelines to suggest going forward, just so things are a little bit more fair or something. Just kind of a little bit of lingering bitterness over the way this last league went, and other leagues as well. So probably the first thing I want to do is standardize the price of entry into the league on the basis of what's currently remaining in the funds. So if we're starting from 0, it's 20 for the entry. If I missed something. If there's still 120 left in the funds, because we've had to kind of lightweight selections for the final, then the entry is down to 15. If we somehow have more than 240, then the entry is down to 10. Clearly, we have a shitload of money in the account. Let's get it squared away. We'll probably do a number of door prizes based on how considerable the funding is. Alright, so yeah, we get to the end of the level. I use the shields for demonstration purposes, so then max goes up. But if I hadn't, there would be some extra repairs to be made. Alright, so there's 2 routes, up here and down there. This route is an absolute pain in the ass. I don't recommend. yeah, other things with regard to the board game league. Just encouraging people to make at least one attempt during the board game league to run their own damn game, so that we don't have like one situation where is 5 out of the 6 weeks was one person. We only played their games, and granted, they have good taste in games, but out of fairness, I want to say, just encouraging people to, run a game that they want to run. It's like if you've already, run 3 games for the league, why is it all on your shoulders? There we go. That's the annoying thing about the homing laser. It's gotta detect whoever's the closest, whoever's available to shoot. Must have written down. If you bring a game, you need to explain the rules yourself instead of leaving it entirely on the shoulders of the players. I mean, if players have questions regarding the rules, then they should feel free to have access to the rulebook itself. But of course, if you play a game, you should help put it away, though, at the very least. If they want help with a setup, you can volunteer that at least. Another thing was going to be regarding the final. First off, if you have any questions about the rules, you should always feel free to check the rule book. But most of all, if you're going, there's this whole week of practice and play for the final. And in that instance, you have all week to come in, double check the rules yourself, and look up the errata. to make absolutely sure you understand. Because if a rule comes up and you're suddenly surprised, then what have you been doing all this time? You know. Just come in on an off day. Maybe find a few extra people who are curious about the game themselves. And play with them. But just make the effort to study the rules before the final. Speaking of the final, if we agree to show up at a specific time during that day, it's on you to get there on fucking time. Well, upkeep was stuck. Chill time. Let's turn this for the points of this front. Ooh. Alright, got him. Nice. Ooh. Alright, that's all of them. I think I did too many shields this time. Alright. Pause it for a sec. Have something to drink. What I'm ultimately feeling right now is the issues with the league include our current player base, partly. We could stand to have a few more players, just add some variety. And granted, it would help with the overall pool. I'm just thinking we keep having a lot of the same players, and it's not really growing much. Unfortunate, really. One of the big things I'm waiting for is the local library to open, but back up. And maybe just try to do some events at the library. Demonstrate some of the more introductory games, perhaps. Would be nice. But let's see when that library's renovations are done. And plan accordingly. Crap. Ouch. Screw it. Okay, I don't know who here actually checks my Twitter, but you may have seen my little tweet of one more board game. Yeah, that'll be here somewhere along the lines of the future. I'll just say that. It's a game I used to own. That I tend to find myself going after. And it's definitely a game I want for the Board Game League, for sure. We'll play it. So here's the other thing, is finding a good group size for the games. Either one game of up to 6 players or 2 games of at least 3 players. Possibly more. Because the player grouping sometimes gets to be difficult. It's like I got a lot of decent games for about 4 players or about 5. But 6 is where it gets weird. And also just not really knowing who else actually got to show up. Let's gather them together. Those things are called bricks. They are stupidly hard to destroy, and they reward basically nothing in terms of energy. But thankfully, to the scrolling rules, and just leave them far behind. Bring them over here. And do the same thing. And now we get that. Okay. Getting some energy back. This has been a rough level. So the goal of the game is just to see how far you can get before you inevitably are destroyed. Ow. Shit. Yeah, of course this is the tricky one. And what else is going on? Just watching more madness in the VTuber world. Yeah, I think as long as my internet continues to be like this, probably don't want to be streaming for an agency anytime soon. At the same time, it would be nice to explore possibilities that I don't really have a whole lot of opportunity to can't contact them. Shit. Yeah, having his shield active does like contact damage. And the main thing is I would have to get on like a schedule of activity, which, considering how spread out my videos and streams are here, I don't know if that'd be good for me or not. If I make it far enough, you'll see the kind of boss structure. Like, it's got these little like sensor type things. And also like metallic looking components. If you break the structure, the sensor bits will fly off and hunt you down. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a sec. Get a little bit more soda. I've only ever seen the end of this game by utilizing a trainer to basically cheat my way to the end. And the enemy at the end is just a big machine to shut down piece by piece. Shit. Oop. Only cat. Hold on. Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. I gotta BRB. Alright. What's the matter, cat? Oh, why is the door left open? Okay. Back. Alright. Yeah, we have a cat that's very much in need of attention. And also someone left our screen door open. I'm kind of annoyed with that. Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna happen. It's alright. Just keep messing around. But what else do I have to talk about is the thing. If you saw the little credit screen that said Game Arts. The same people that brought Alicia Dragon for the Sega Genesis. I featured part of the playthrough of that game before. I like that game, but it gets real tough sometimes. Yeah. Now that we've seen how other parts of this go, let's actually take a smarter approach. And only fight what we need to fight. The way they all move in like a zigzag pattern sometimes reminds me of a game that my grandma had for the Atari 2600. Mega Mania. I loved that game. I played the ever living crap out of it. This little ship, and you could shoot straight up. And you're trying to clear the field of enemies before your fuel runs out or you take a hit. You have until you run out of lives before the game's over. And it'd just be these 8 types of enemies cycling over and over. And I think in each wave, each set of 8 waves of enemies would have a different kind of rule set going for them. But yeah, I very foolishly left it at my sister's friend's house for them in case they wanted to mess with it, and I never retrieved it. So, a little bit of video game history, and it's no longer in my possession. Missed opportunity for me then to hold on to it. There we go. And now that we have reached the end of the level without using the shield, let's see how this goes. Okay. So we get health boost, health recovery, and increased Ed Max. Greatly appreciated. We'll come back to this momentarily. Yeah, this is whenever you can just like choose your battles instead of being forced to fight them. It's better in the long run. Okay, a little bit of health boost. You know what? Let's go ahead and go back. instead of saving them for later. But yeah, I remember I used to live in Kent, Washington, up in the Covington area, and one of the people I went to school with, they also had an Atari 2600, which was interesting. And I got to borrow some of their games, including Pitfall. Pitfall was an interesting experience. I never cleared the game, which is get all the treasures before losing your last life, and then see how many points you got. Because you could be hit by these little rolling log things and lose points, but otherwise be okay. You just had to avoid the pits and the alligators or crocodiles and the water and the scorpions. I don't think I could ever pull the jump over the scorpions very well. I don't think I realized at times, like, you need to be moving. You need to be moving. Yeah, that was too rough. They are not worth that trouble. All right. Yeah. All right. What else? Oh yeah, someone's talking about like the PS2 or PSP or both. I'm like, I I am tempted to go find a um, big old PS2 like I used to have. Because I miss it. If I was able to like stream any of the games, probably the one game I would want to stream would be Final Fantasy 12. So you know what? My initial reaction to the game was kind of what? That was a game that grew on me over like a very considerable period of time. I would wake up in the morning, go get a bowl of cereal, and uh, turn on the PS2 and watch the opening cutscene to FF12 while eating cereal. It was a good time. But yeah, that game had some fiendish as hell dungeons. Yeah, I think I already got those from earlier. Yeah, I already backtracked once. I don't need to be backtracking too much more. Yeah, I remember I first got that game and I was like, what the hell is this grid thing? Seriously? And I think the overall experience I had by the end of it was like, okay, I enjoyed this. But then I was like, okay, but what about all these extra things that I missed out on? I tried to fight against the Hellworm, and that did not work out at all. I was like, yeah, I have no clue what it's going to take. So, screw it. I missed out a lot of other extra fights and shit. But you know what? It's all extra anyway. The other games I'd like to find again are like the Dot Hack series and the Xeno Saga. Because I cleared both of those. At least the first set of the Dot Hack games. Unfortunately, Part 4 was underproduced in terms of printing. So, of course, it's stupid ass expensive. Oh. So much for that health advantage. Alright. Yeah. Xeno Saga was interesting because I think that's what led me to Xenogears. I think I played the first Xeno Saga, then Xenogears, then the other um, parts of Xeno Saga. The first game kind of bugged me at certain points, though. I'm like, really? Can we not have an epileptic seizure-inducing warning when there's an enemy attacking, or what? They learned from that mistake for the second game. Unfortunately, the second game is its own set of mistakes. They changed the art style. The English dub did away with some some of the people I liked, and replaced them with others. I'm like, was it really necessary? The only thing more frustrating than what they did with part two was what they did with the anime, which was use a completely different voice cast. And even if they did, there's still the one issue that I have of why did they ditch the Cherenkov plot? He is a particularly tragic individual, and there's something kind of compelling about, you know, all the shit that he had to deal with. And the fact that the whole plot line just got thrown out completely was frustrating. And then they introduced a completely new character. It was like, why? I bought the rest of the series because I promised the person I was ordering them from that I would, but I sold that son of a bitch because I just didn't want it in my collection after all that happened. So yeah, there's like a number of anime that's like, I don't want this anymore, and I've sold to like indie records back when they were around, and put that towards other stuff. And this habit of just selling my DVDs and CDs when I was just, done with them. And sometimes I'd find myself regretting that sometime later and just buying them back anyway. Sorry to hear that. Local school bell. Yeah, I miss having indie records around because it's nice having a local music place that really knows what they're doing. We have something else that kind of sort of replaces it, but it's just not the same. I think there's someone trying to bring it back, though. I think I still have my get out of hell free card. That it's It's basically the rewards program. But presumably that database is probably gone. I don't know if they'd ever hold on to it after this point. This is just a waste of energy. Yeah. Can't seem to... It's... Yeah. There's a lot of places around this town that I miss, because it's part of what made the experience of being here worth it to me. Like the costume store that was actually, here for quite a long time. I get a lot of my costumes from there, because I really didn't want to mess with ordering things online. But it's getting harder and harder to find stuff in my size or things I wanted to modify. But I do miss the person who ran it. They're very understanding. It's always appreciated when someone is not really judgmental about cross-dressing. Yeah, I miss the costume shop. I miss indie records. I miss Pebble records and tapes as well. I miss Walton's books and Sam Goody. I miss Steel Tilt Arcade. I halfway miss Alternate Universe. I mean, at the time it was close to where I lived, which was greatly appreciated. But they weren't gonna last with the way things were going. So I think that sign is still up though. It's kind of amusing or sad, whichever. Right. We have a good deal of energy going into this. Let's try not to lose too much more. Yeah, I kind of miss Sears and Kmart. Even if I didn't really shop Sears all that much. Just the fact that they're not here anymore just shows kind of times we're living in. But at the same time, the guy who thought Kmart buying Sears would be a good idea Uh, okay, I say this knowing that I'm a fan of Ayn Rand, and I know he's really big onto her stuff as well. But at the same time, I feel like I don't think he really understood what he was getting himself into, or if he realized what he was doing was really fucking stupid. It's just. I am a radical for capitalism, but I prefer to that you've got your philosophy in order first. You got to have that. It just can't be unethical or reckless. Okay. There's your kind of a preview of what those structure sensors are going to look like. You yeah. Kmart was one of the longest jobs I ever had. Even after splitting it in two, working for it for almost 10 years and then coming back and working for it for the last 4 years of its existence. So almost 14 years at that company. And to see it mishandled into oblivion was pretty disappointing. So hold on for a minute. Yeah, retail is just kind of hard to get out of for me. My current job, let's not say where I'm at right now. But I am still stuck in retail. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever make this content creation thing pay off. It doesn't need to. This is, you know, I'm fine with just doing this for fun instead of being ultra serious because I've seen how ultra serious works sometimes. What it means to just have to put so much effort into talking to people and dealing with the technology. It's like do I really want to be in that position? I don't know. Not really. Alright. See how far I can go. Oop. They're always waiting for you. I have to wonder who exactly still watches my stuff. I keep seeing the views kind of pop a little bit every once in a while. I'm just curious. There's a thing with the auditions post someone was doing was like, what are your strengths as a YouTuber or content creator? And it's like, I don't know. Is it that I don't really give up? I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty much game over now. Yeah. Okay, it's been a little over an hour. I feel like I'm rambling on a little too much. And I just have to call it for now. Yeah, I will keep live streaming open as an option. Something low tech like these, either it works or it doesn't. I'm seeing a kind of replay over in the preview window for the YouTube's live streaming studio thing. It appears to be very slow going, which is unfortunate. Even with a 30-second delay, it's not holding up. So, I'm thinking what I'm. Oh, I can keep trying live streaming. Maybe with chatting instead. To find more shit to talk about because it feels kind of empty. I'm sorry. If it. Hold on. Sorry about this. I probably shouldn't be live streaming anymore, period. Not while I'm in this household. It's not working. But maybe if I can improve this environment at all, maybe I can be in a better place to do live streaming. But yeah. Thanks to the people that at least stopped by, gave it a view, and hope there's something interesting to be found in there. But I think I might just have to stick to videos for a while. But I want to keep this option open because it's interesting. It's just something I don't really get to do much. So, if you got to this point, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry for being so miserable all the time. But I wanna find more things to be happy about. I'm happy that I made it for almost 2 years. So that's something. Alright. Thanks very much for watching. This is Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator. I'll see you next time.